Okay, welcome. I think we're live. Welcome to this short, hopefully, brief tutorial on taking these notes, right? Making an outline, taking notes for the chapter reading. I'm going to share my screen with you guys so we can go through this together. So I want to talk about a couple things. So first, this is the classwork. I'm on Psych class. I'm in first hour. And I'm looking at this from week one, this reading and notes assignment. It's also happening in week 2. It's going to be in week 3 as well. So we're just going to work our way through the chapter, reading it in sections and taking notes, making an outline as you go. So on the practical side, how do you get started? Let me show you, I have to do it from a student perspective. So this is a class that I'm enrolled in. And like, here's one of mine assignments that's actually missing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on View Assignment. I'm assuming you're going to do something similar, right, with mine. I can't show you this with the psychology class because I'm not enrolled as a student, so I see things a little different. But this is what you'd look like. You'd have like my assignment, hey, you guys should make these notes. And then over here is going to say your work. And what you're going to do to start this is you're going to say, I want to add or create. I'm going to create. And I would say, I'm going to create a Google Doc. So you would start right away by doing that. Create a Google Doc. And you can use this thing right here to create it. It's going to automatically put it into your Google Drive whenever you do that. And now you're going to be up here. Now I gave it a title. I'm not sure what yours is going to be titled. Maybe it'll be called chapter notes. But if it's not, I would call it like, chapter 5 notes. And this is part 1 or part 2. So this is going to give you the actual file that you're going to need to start to take your notes on. So that's the first step. Now the second step is you're going to actually need the reading. So here's the reading. I brought it up. How do you get the reading? Well, you're going to get the reading because you're going to go into Psych class, right? Reading notes. And I made a link for you right here, Chapter 5, Lifespan Development. So you're going to need that to be open because you're going to actually just read that. So you're going to go ahead and open that up for week 2. I did the same thing. I have that link there for you. That's going to give you, open up this file. I can't get it there. It is. So what you're doing is you're reading through this in sections. I think week 1 you only went up to infancy and childhood. Week 2 you're going to do adolescence. I'm right here. Week 3 you're going to finish the adulthood and reflections on 2 major developmental issues. So what you fundamentally want to think of when you're taking notes like this, making an outline, who are you doing it for? Now, in this particular assignment, you're still in high school, right? And I'm giving you points for it, but this will probably be one of the last times you ever do take notes for someone else. So really, you want to, in your mind, start to make the transition. In college, you'll do this quite often, depending on what you're studying. You basically need to learn all this stuff, memorize it somehow, internalize it, maybe is a better word, so you can talk about it, think about it, write about it. So you're doing it for yourself so you can understand it better. So there's no right way or wrong way. It's not like you have to take your notes this way. You have to, there's suggestions. As you've been in high school, you've learned different ones, like 3QR methods. So you could follow a suggestion. You could look one up on Google, like what's a good way to take notes from a textbook. I'll tell you the way I did it in college. I would always read it. If I had time, I'd read it twice. I just would read through the section just for kind of like almost enjoyment. So I wasn't worried about like writing all the stuff down. I just wanted to read it to kind of get the feel for it, especially if it was a topic that was interesting to me. And for the most part, the psychology stuff is pretty interesting usually. So hopefully you could do that. So you're just reading through. I'm going to switch this over to this camera. You're just reading through it the way I would do it. I would read through it just to kind of get the overall flavor of it and really start to see like what was interesting to me, just like I would read a book that I enjoyed reading. Then I would pause and I'd go back to it. And the second time I read it, now I'd start to take the notes. And I would very much follow the outline that the textbook had. So, they have, like in our book, they're getting very good at this as they write these books now. They're trying to write them in the form of an outline already. So they're showing you like what's the main idea. Then they pose a question, which is a really good way to take notes. Like what question are we addressing in the next section? So you could even put that in your notes. How does life develop? And you start to bullet stuff out. So let me show you one that Olivia did. to give me an idea. So she made a section, headline, conception. She has a few bullets, key things that she came across: the competent newborn, physical development, cognitive development, social development, right? Those are the big three lenses. Each one of the sections is broken down like that. See, there's infancy and childhood, physical development, cognitive development, and then social development. And they have Piaget was kind of like his own little section. And in Olivia's notes, she put Piaget inside of cognitive. You can see she didn't make it like a whole subsection. So it's not exactly lined up with the way the book is. She did it in her own way. So, and you can see there you go. That's just how Olivia broke it down. And that's one way to do it. Seems to be pretty clear, you know, one heading. She didn't do the questions. She didn't put the question at the top of each heading. You could do that. So take your time and explore a little bit, and really remember, keep coming back to whatever you're doing, you're not doing it for me, right? I'm like the motivator. I'm just like serving as the proxy to try to encourage you to do it. You're really just doing your notes and your outline for yourself so that you can understand and remember this material for the rest of your life, quote unquote. It won't be that long, because hey, I read this stuff myself years ago. I forgot most of it, but when I come back to it, it comes back. It's like seeing an old friend. That's how it is to me. So I must have learned it pretty well, 20, 25 years ago, because it comes back very quickly as I read through it now, the second, in this next stage of my life, if you will. So find a way to get it, to really understand it, to make it interesting to you is a good way to put it, and make your outline look however it's going to look that works for you, I guess is the best way. And then usually when I look at it, I'll be able to tell, it's pretty well organized. It's not just like crazy random thoughts everywhere. So hopefully that makes sense. When you're done, then you turn it in, right? So like if I was doing my thing over here, once I finished it, I would say turn in. I'm not going to do it now because it'll go someplace. And then once you turn it in, I'll be able to see it, check it out, give you your points. So hopefully this makes sense. If you guys have any questions, hit me up, send me a message, and I can get back to you and help you some more with that. And hopefully that will be good enough for everyone. Now, how do I stop this? Okay, stop sharing. Okay, there, I'm back. So hopefully that's good, my friends. Have a wonderful day, and good luck on your outline and your notes, right? It's the same thing. Outline, notes is just a way of saying it. You're condensing the information in the chapter into one smaller form so that it's easier for you to remember it, and you can go back later, review it, and hopefully you get all the major points when you do.